Hey, going?
It's going great. How about yours?
Yeah, so far so good. Woohoo! I lost my background.
Why?
Oh, I found it. Because I don't know where I put it. It's hilarious. You sound tired.
I am trying to just get everything together over here because tomorrow we have Fit Fest. So we have two different vendors that we gotta get stuff from,
You
and
sounded excited about that.
I just want to get it all. So today between 1 and 3, we get to go and set up. So hopefully everything works well. I just wanted to make sure I was here to support this morning.
Glad you're here. Oops. I just got rid of my my slides. I got happy pushing buttons. So what's Fit Fest?
Mm.
Can you hear me?
What you say?
What is Fit Fest?
It's a new festival that is coming to Greenville, but it is a festival that's been around for a while. So um it's like fall for Greenville, but for fitness people.
Oh, okay. So it's going to be really big.
I guess it's gonna be a floor field. It's free. You could come.
Okay. I know floor feel. So it starts today.
No, tomorrow.
Uh, the family reunion starts today, tomorrow, and Sunday.
Your family reunion?
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, we've been working on it all year.
that's very cool. So what time does it start?
I think it starts at 5 or 6.
Okay. We supposed to be we having one too. Ours gonna be in Charlotte though this year. Oh, next year I guess.
Ooh, does it cost anything?
I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. My family like me. Want to have? I don't know about the hotel they gonna pick, but I'm probably gonna want to. I will probably see if I can stay at the Ritz Carlton though. That's my favorite hotel. Well, or the signature suite place. I loved it there. That was super nice.
I hadn't heard of that one.
It's just it's part of the autograph collection in in the Marriott chain. It's like the new hotel downtown, the big one.
I
The
hadn't been
bo-
downtown in a while. As far as your office goes, I go that far and then turn around.
oh, okay.
It's
Speaking of
so
my
many.
office, you
It's
need
so
to.
there's like 5 hotels down there now.
There's a lot of hotels down there now, but this one is I can't remember the name of it, but maybe the Bohemian or something like that. But it's the one
Hey,
that
Jeff.
sits at the bottom
Yeah,
of the Falls Park.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I think
So
that does make 5 hotels on that one street if you
yeah.
count Fall Parks as a street. Oh, hey Jeff. Um, we are getting started here in shortly. Elle's talking about an event that she's going to tomorrow that she's setting up for. It's exciting. Okay. Um, let me find the one we're working on today. because I want to bring up that what was it, the outline, and let us go over our goals for today. Oh, so Elle, if you don't know Jeff, Jeff is really big on event engagement, and his lead magnet is pretty spiffy too. Jeff, if you want to share your lead magnet with us, I don't know if you just wanted to share it with me, but if you want to share it with anybody else, you are welcome to, because I thought it was pretty spiffy.
Okay, I'm happy to share whatever I can. Let me find how to share here.
So there should be a box with the arrow pointing to the right.
Gotcha.
Okay. So I am going to put our topic in, and then our goals for today.
Actually, is there a share in the chat, or that's screen sharing? Is that what you want me to share, or?
Oh,
just put the
I'm
link in the
sorry.
chat.
I said the wrong thing. So it's just a box, like a talking bubble box.
The chat?
Yeah, the chat. Put it in the chat. I just posted what we're going over today and our goals for this conversation. Do you see the chat box?
Yeah, I found the chat box. I'm looking for a paper clip.
Oh, okay.
Paper clip.
Nope, I don't think there is a paper clip. But if you wanted to
actually, you know what? We'll
put
just
the URL in there,
yeah.
You can. Hey, Thomas.
How you doing?
Pretty
It's
good.
Thomas.
I am. I've been absent for a while.
Yeah, we've missed you.
I've been loving your new graphics though.
Yeah.
My new graphics on my.
Is that napkin AI?
Yeah, I've been using Napkin a lot, but some other stuff generated from various sources. So experimenting with different things, but
I was like, oh, I'm gonna call Thomas, have him make me one of them graphics. That was so cool.
boy, I just haven't had the time, and it's been crazy. So,
Oh yeah. Everything's been so nuts. I'm just riding the wave, riding the wave.
Jeff, if you don't know, napkin.ai is an app that Thomas shared with us a while ago, and it makes infographics, and it's pretty spiffy.
yeah, it is. They just came out of beta actually, so now it's they have a paid plan which upgrades, but there's still a free plan that you can use, but the paid plan kind of gives you more stuff. But so
How much is the paid plan now?
there's a $7 a month and there's a $15 a month plan. So
Okay.
and then there's still the free plan that you can basically do what you've been doing. So
actually, if you pay monthly, it's $12 a month, and if you pay yearly, it's $9 for there's 3 plans. I'm on their website now. The pro plan goes to $22 a month if you pay yearly, and $30 if you go monthly.
So I got a deal because I've been a long time beta user and stuff.
So we talk about tools here a lot. So we're on that new as soon as it comes out.
That's right. I didn't even get to try the napkin AI. It's been so crazy trying to get everything done. So I got to get back on my tech roll.
Well, okay, you guys, I'm going to share my screen and put it in presentation mode, and we're going to talk through this.
Can I just say I tried beautiful AI? It was terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, I use Gamma for some of my PowerPoint or Google Slides. Gamma.ai. You're aware of that?
Yeah,
Erica like Gamma.
There's
Gamma.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. So it's just some of it is garbage, like you say, but new stuff popping up all the time.
Yeah. I just want to get back to the days where I can be like, okay, I have this in my mind I want to make. I don't want to have to go through no hoops and loops and to make it. I need to make a brochure. I can't even make a brochure because they want to AI everything.
Yep.
I'm like, I can think for myself. What they need to do, what they need to have is a thing where this is my content. Can you just make it pretty for me? That's what I want with my colors and my
Oh,
branding and all
well,
that.
let me share with you Visme. So hopefully you can see my screen. If you give Visme your outline for like your slides or whatever, or you tell it if you want a flyer or something, it will
Mm.
do it. And you can still edit it because that's what this is right now.
Okay, so what is it?
You
Send me
guys
the
see my
link
screen?
for.
'Cause I can't see it.
I can I can see it, but I want you to send me or put the link or something. I'm on my
Visme?
phone. You gonna have to send it to me in
Okay.
LinkedIn or something. Send it LinkedIn or something. I can't do everything I would normally do.
It's visme.com. I'll share the whole URL later, but visme.com. And yes, it was an AppSumo deal a really long time ago, but they've added lots and lots of stuff since then. So today we're going to be talking about scaling and engagement, creating engagement loops, reach, retain, and repeat. Thomas, in the chat, I put down the goals and what we're going to go over today. But we're just going to get this conversation started. Why engagement loops matter. Oh, you know what? I didn't really introduce Jeff. Jeff, do you want to introduce yourself before we get started?
Sure, thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Jeff Brandeis. We do engaging webinars. We help elevate coaches, companies to predominantly our best app works. We have a plugin that works with Zoom predominantly, and it creates the more engaging webinars for people to participate in, which is really obviously the topic of today. And it also elevates the presenter because now it becomes a push button presentation for the presenter, but we're utilizing a stream deck to move to your slides, move to your iPad, move to your whiteboard. So we have animations built in, so it creates that engagement and gets the audience involved. And we have hybrid event capabilities as well. And we can even do a production if you needed that, if you didn't want to take on the tech yourself.
Nice.
Hope
Thanks
that
for
helps.
sharing.
Looking at your website right now. So,
And actually, we also just got a new product that we can also do help create your script for your webinar, and it'll also create the slides for the webinar as well. All built into a webinar platform that you can go live, or you can create the evergreen type of webinar where people can see it on demand.
Oh, Erica, you sound like you need that because your friend is sucking.
Jeff, she's talking about OneStream Live. I've been using OneStream Live for a really long time, like since they came out on AppSumo, and I am a recovering AppSumo junkie.
We're all junkies of some sort.
Yeah. How you doing, Harry? So
It's that big dog.
so Harry, today I'm not sure if you can see my screen, but we're going over engagement loops, and we're talking about why engagement loops matter. So to start it off, let's see. Without repeating engagement, event often feels one and done and lead to organizer burnout. Have you guys done too many or
so
events and
Erica,
felt burnout?
I was going to tell her
Erica,
too. You got feedback.
Boo. Okay.
oh, can you put the your slides into presentation mode there, and
Yep. I was trying to do that before
because it's
coming
harder to
on.
see. Yeah.
I don't see slides at the moment either.
Oh. Well, thank you for telling me.
Oh,
Okay.
lost L.
Let's see. Trying to make it bigger. when I touch it, it makes me bigger instead of the thing. Okay, I'm going into Visme and I'm clicking the drop down, open studio. Let's see, initializing.
I can't help you with Visme because I don't use it.
Have you had Visme before?
I have not. I didn't pick that up on AppSumo. So
Oh, so I was on LinkedIn and I was talking about how great Gamma was, and Payman said, "Hey, don't forget about Visme," and I'm like, "Oh yeah." And I came back and I saw some things and I thought it was great. What about now? Can you see it better now or no?
yeah, yeah, but it's still
Yeah.
it's. It looks like
Yeah.
it's still not in presenter mode where you got the full slide.
I understand. I think that is
Yeah,
a
you're getting your presenter view, but not the presentation.
yeah. I think that is a meet hour thing. And I think this
Could
is
be.
as big as it's gonna get because I
Okay.
can make you guys bigger, but I can't make this bigger. So I'll have to say sorry on that and then get back to what we were doing. I probably pushed what's that thing called? Webinar mode, or I didn't push webinar mode. Something about that. Yeah, because my screen's in full view. But that's as big as I can get it.
Well, like in PowerPoint, there's a button you can click to just put it into presentation mode where it's where you're seeing the full slide, not all the other stuff. You're at actually speaker view is what it looks like there because you got all the coming slides and all that stuff and presenter notes and
So you're saying it's a Visme thing and not a
well, that's what it looks like on my end, but I don't know Visme, but
okay.
it's if it was PowerPoint, I would say you're in, your speaker, what you see as a speaker, and not what the people on the other end are going to see, where you got a full screen slide. So
Okay, because I see you, Jeff, and Harry and the slides. And that's about it.
oh, we're seeing your speaker mode. So
All right, let's just get moving.
yeah.
Yeah.
With all due respect.
Okay. Back to it. So the question was, have you ever put on a presentation where you felt burnout? Yes or no?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Thoughtful engagement loops. Keep attendees involved. Encourage purchase and referrals. Bring people back, turning participation into retention and revenue. So the question is, think of an event you loved. What made you keep paying attention?
Relevant material.
I like relevant material. How about you, Harry? I can't hear you, Harry.
Sign language.
1 minute. Okay, let me ask Jeff. Jeff, what event have you attended that you kept paying attention to?
Well, part of it's the presenter. The other part of it's the engagement. I mean, I've been part of webinars where they have great content, but it's death by PowerPoint, or the presenter is just. Yeah.
Okay. For me, Jeff, you don't know her. Well, maybe you do. Zakia Ringo did a presentation on minimal viable products, and she had us play a game. and the game was through Crowd Party. She had us use our phones, and I thought it was pretty spiffy. Harry still can't hear you.
No. Listen only mode.
Okay, Harry. When you're able to, just jump back in. Okay. So the next slide.
How do you define engagement loop?
I thought it was ongoing participation.
I'm just so we're on the same page with all the presentation. So,
How about you?
well, that's that's why I'm asking is your presentation about engagement loops. So how do you define engagement loops? Is that
For me, it is an ongoing conversation, either through live stream, through the chat, or bringing people on stage. As long as I get to participate, I am fine with sitting through 2 hours of talk.
right? So you're not just having a talking head talking at you for an hour and a half. You're actively engaging the people and keeping them involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
And do you know what the statistic or how many minutes people will tune out if you're not engaging them? A little bit of trivia.
I do not know that.
If you're not engaging your audience within the first 7 minutes of your presentation, they will zone out, or they'll go off camera, or they'll do something else. You got 7 minutes to have that initial impact. That's what studies have shown.
Yep. So that's why when the presenters get on there and give a 15-minute history, their biography and all their boring details that nobody cares about, tune out. Nobody cares about that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been on one where they're just shouting out all of their friends.
Yeah. Anyway, trivia.
No, that's good.
So the next slide was a hook, grab attention quickly, use polls, bold prompts, or a fast win to spark curiosity. Have you done it? Because I have not done that. The first thing I do is start talking to the people who comes on. What do you do to grab attention?
I generally ask a question, kind of get people, I mean, that's kind of a common technique is ask a relevant question that's germane to your talk and get people thinking about it, because if you're going to have them engage, then you want them thinking about something, that they're going to engage with. So asking a question, I think is good. Or, hit them with a little known fact or, like what Jeff just said is, 7 minutes, you got 7 minutes, so you get on and say, did you know? and then you're picking up that engagement right away rather than, droning on about this and that and getting people to tune out right away. So
have you actually timed it to see if it's 7 minutes? Inquiring minds want to know.
It's a study, and I can pull out the source of it. I didn't make it up.
No worry.
There was a study done from webinars. I forgot the name of it off the bat, but I can find it. But it basically just talked about the time frame that it takes if you're not engaging your audience, that they will zone out. They'll either pick up their phone, they'll go off camera, or they'll hit another tab, or they'll silence you. So.
Yeah, I've done all of that. I'm not asking because I don't believe you. I'm asking because I'm very bad at time management. So I just tell people I don't believe in time. If it doesn't fit my flow state, it most likely won't get done for me.
Yeah, I mean, I try to engage a lot quicker than wait 7 minutes. So.
Harry still can't hear you.
He's clapping though.
Can anybody else hear Harry besides me?
No. Nope.
Sorry, Harry. Just clapping back at you. Okay. Back to the slides. So, reward, give recognition, shout outs, quick resources, or a tiny offer to reinforce engagements. So, yeah, I'm happy to do the quick shout outs, but I kind of leave or zone out if people talk amongst their friends during a live stream. Um, Thomas, did you say that you give out resources in the beginning?
No, not in the, I mean, I can't, I don't usually do that right at the beginning. So,
Okay. What do you do?
but at the beginning,
Yeah, very beginning.
I usually ask a question or make a statement, that do a hook, basically. And then, then we kind of launch in, but once again, my audience is a little different. So, it's, I got a very targeted audience. So that's,
Yeah.
and they're after the information, not so much, you know, I
I
usually
guess I'm
save
being
like the
nosy,
lead
Thomas.
magnets and stuff. What's that?
As I'm being nosy. I heard you say you asked a question the first time around with the hook, but I want to I guess know more specifics now. I'm sure it's going to be around the topic.
Yeah, it's relevant to the top, something to get people thinking and engaged, So it depends on what the topic is. You ask the question, and it's going to be something that's not easy. They got to think about and not be an easy answer or something really germane. It's got to be specific to the topic, but something they may not know off the top of their heads, So, and that's so, but I'm dealing with technical topics, so that's kind of relevant to that.
Okay. So, Jeff, how about you? Just logged on. What's the first thing you do? What's the reward?
Well, actually, first, welcome everyone to joining the webinar. And I typically, if I'm doing a webinar, we have an app where I can bring up the Earth to be put on the screen. And I'll ask everyone, hey, where are you calling in from? And the Earth will begin to spin. So it begins to,
Nice.
and it puts a little red dot where people are actually calling in in the Earth. So it becomes a visual presentation right off the bat. And then I'll go, hey, this looks great. We got an international audience. That's so fantastic to see everyone around the globe. And that's what obviously, this virtual world has come to. And then maybe I go to a poll question, which I can bring the poll question also right up on the screen so that people can read it in addition to hear it. And we got the results that of the poll will show up also on screen. So it's that exactly what you're talking about. It's that engagement aspect of things to get people to think about, oh, shoot, this isn't my typical webinar. I'm actually going to have to do something here, which is, different than most webinars.
In all my time, I very rarely use polls, but how you just described it makes it sound cool. Well, Harry, can you talk to us now? Oh. Okay, Harry.
Oh, Harry, give us a thumbs up if you use polls or a thumbs down if you don't. You don't. There we go. We get him to participate. We'll get him to engage that way.
Y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
How many buttons
like
did you have
6 microphones on here, and I kept using the wrong one. Oh, thank you. It's beginning to feel like I was a ghost.
Okay. How come you haven't used polls, Harry? Or how come you don't?
The events that I do is more shows than a webinar or learning type thing. I put on comedy shows. I do, different things, but I do them through Zoom or a different platform. So I really don't have any products or anything Polish that I need.
Mm-hmm. So with your last Veteran Last Matter, it would have been nice to say vote on your favorite comedian, because I would totally did that.
Ah.
But I don't really use polls either. So, and I have a hard time seeing myself. Back to the.
So Jeff, how do you use polls?
There's two types of polls that we use. One is a survey poll. So survey, since I'm doing webinar engagement, I'd like to find out from my audience how many webinars do they do on a monthly basis. So I'll have 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30. And I say, hey, just put it into chat, where you fall into, what category, and then the results appear. So that's a survey one. And then you have the, what we'll call a right-wrong, a multiple choice question. So if you want to kind of find out the knowledge of your audience is, are they up to speed with something that you're talking about? And plus it gives you the ability to really understand your audience, because you might be thinking, hey, I got a group of people who do 30 webinars, a month. But most of them maybe only did just starting out, or they're doing just 1 or 2. So then I have to shift my presentation or how I say things to understand the audience. So I think that's the power of really engagement and getting to understand your audience, is because how you speak to them might shift initially on how you actually came into the webinar.
Nice.
How you doing, Jeff, by the way?
Hey, Harry. Nice to meet you. Actually, nice to hear you. We got to see you.
Okay, guys. Activation. Invite a small, low-friction participation, chat replies, a breakout prompt, or a micro challenge. I don't think I've ever done that. You guys done any of this? If you're in the room, I'm just talking to you because you're in the room.
I tend to, engage people on their specific issues, so especially when I'm doing live, in-person type presentations, we can make the eye contact, kind of get an idea of what people's particular issues are around the topic at hand. Mm-hmm. And I think that's important because, like Jeff said, you can gauge your audience and then kind of, on the fly, tailor your presentation to those people and their specific issues. So I'll engage them that way, and then you just kind of switch up your presentation. If you've done it enough times, you kind of know how to tailor it a little bit for those people. And if they have a specific problem, then you're creating an engagement by addressing their specific problem in the presentation. And I think that really creates a connection, but once again, I'm dealing with technical topics and, so at a really niche audience. So that may not work on a more general basis, and Jeff might have ideas on that, but that works for my audience.
So I did assume that polls come before the event so you can prepare. I just hadn't really figured out how to use them during it. Jeff, if you didn't know, Thomas is a hydrogeologist.
Okay.
I work with water utilities, so it's a really niche market. Put it that way.
Gotcha. And what are you presenting on, just for my own curiosity purpose?
I do a lot of management stuff. I do, obviously water source and things like that because I'm a hydrogeologist, but we deal with management topics, anything from, asset management plans and capital improvement plans and, knowledge retention, cybersecurity, anything that has to do with management of small, my niche is really small water systems that don't have, big staffs and things like that. So you're really helping them build a process that kind of can incorporate, I'm like, for instance, I'm doing a presentation next week at down at the National Rural Water Association in New Orleans on data-driven decision making. So it's how you take all this data that normally goes into a file, and you digitize it and can track the trends and do predictive analysis with that data that you're probably mostly already gathering, and and now you're making it useful so you can track the trends, because it's all about the trends. And so, really a niche audience, but hey, keeping the water flowing is important.
So, I mean, you got poll questions just even on that. And actually, I also have a guy that you might want to talk to, because one of the things he does, he takes that data and he custom writes AI analysis. So you throw all that data in and it creates, all the metrics, all the things, and blah, blah, blah. And,
yeah. The KPIs and the predictive analysis and all that. Yeah. When are things going to fail? Yeah. That's what we're trying to. Yeah.
I mean, you can ask people, hey, how are you gathering your data today? Are you using Google Sheets? Do you do Excel? Do you do it manually? Are you outsourcing it to somebody? And just kind of understand really what they're doing today. Again, it's a poll question, just to give you the majority of what they're doing, and it might surprise you.
Yeah, well, that's I hadn't really used them, but that's actually, you get me thinking about that. That might be a good idea. So have to look at doing that in future ones, and I think that's easy to do. It's just I really haven't done it. So thanks for the advice.
Yeah, you really know your topic well.
And my motto, one of my mottos, and I have many, as you get to know me, an engaged audience will convert at a higher rate, no doubt about it.
Sure, I wouldn't argue against that at all.
The more you can engage, whatever your call to action is at the end, assuming you have one, which I've seen many presenters. Hey, thanks for coming. Have a great day, and then they go off. So
done that.
We all were, but anyway.
Time is very important.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Harry, how about you answer the question? Invite a small, low friction participation, click replies, and breakouts. Have you done it? Micro challenge, something like that?
No. Most of my things are more interview, show type events. I deal with a lot of music and military stuff. So the DJs, either I'm interviewing them or I'm filming them. I just got back home on, what's today? Friday. I got back home on Wednesday night, 2 a.m. or Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, whatever. And, I was doing a lot more of that. Then I jumped on the show last week, and I'm really just getting back into what we're doing or why we're here.
I understand. I want to say I have heard you do a micro challenge. Near the end of your Veterans Last Matter, you said call people because it makes a difference. But I'm guessing that's my guess.
That you could call it a challenge, but it's more of a reach out to somebody if you're feeling some type of way. Mm-hmm. Jeff doesn't know, but my veterans show, comedy show, it's called Veterans Laughs Matter. And it's for those veterans who think about killing themselves. So that end, what Erica just said, is more of a reach out to somebody if you're feeling some type of way.
Well, thank you for your service, Harry. Thank you for what you do.
You're so welcome.
The day after 9/11, that means a significant amount, but that's the kind of work that you do. So thank you for that.
Harry spent 26 years and a half in the Army.
Yes. I know I don't look that old, but yeah.
Yeah, you're 29.
Okay. Our next question, present the next session or a short challenge that contribute or continues momentum and interest. I just keep the conversation going. I build my presentations by asking questions like, are you interested in this topic? If you're interested in this topic, meet me here this day and time. That's what I usually do. So during, I guess, for engagement, do you say what's coming up to present the session? Do you do a short challenge? Any of this? You guys can say yes or no.
Yeah, I mean, we do say who's coming up, if that even counts.
Yeah.
What type of comedian is coming up, or what type of guest is coming up, whatever DJ is coming up.
Do you put out like a menu for the year, Harry, for your events?
No,
Like, no, okay.
I'm I'm in a weird thing because I do, I was doing my live show where I would live stream, and I was always so nervous about people not showing up. So if I didn't see them promoting their show, then I kind of wouldn't. And then if it happens, yes, I'm there, but the whole schedule thing, no. Because I never know from week to week what would happen. But now I'm going to get into more pre-recorded shows. So yes, that will happen, because I have already everything. I can program it in a software like you use, OneStream, or whatever I use at the time, whatever works. Zakia, what's going on?
Hey, Zakia.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, you're sounding better.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Ray. So Thomas or Jeff, present the next session or a short challenge that continues momentum and interest. You do this during?
I mean, I might maybe 10, 15 minutes into it, depending on how long my event is. I might bring up, hey, if you stay to the end, we're going to have a lucky winner. I'm going to bring up my wheel of names. Somebody will, and then for those that don't win, I'm going to have a free lead magnet or a book that you'll be eligible for, but you got to stay to the end. So you might want to bribe them. In some ways, people like free things. And we also have a little like newsbreaker banner that goes across the bottom that we can kind of put our next next week's topic, or join us for our next webinar. So there's a way to promote that as well without necessarily bringing it all up. But there's usually in the beginning I'll start off and say, hey, thanks for joining. After I go through some preliminary things to get people engaged. Today we're going to cover these 4 items. Boom, boom, boom. And what we're going to learn today, and we're going to blah, blah, blah. Just kind of set the tone for what we're going to go through.
Okay. May I ask, how often do you do webinars?
I try to do them every 2 weeks, just to give myself a break. It's hard to do them weekly and continue to get the people to, for you to publicize them. So like I did one yesterday, and now I'm trying to work on one for a week and a half out, which will be actually how to use OBS, Stream Deck, and our Engage Hub to gain more engagement.
Nice. Thomas?
Well, I'm kind of more like Jeff. There is that I follow the old rule where tell them what you're going to teach them it, and then you do the follow up and tell them what they just learned. So reinforcement loop, I guess, not engagement loop, but reinforcement loop.
I like that.
And I'm not necessarily a linear thinker, so I don't mind people asking questions. It doesn't interrupt my, some speakers will get up there and say, well, please leave your questions to the end. I don't like that because then people have forgotten what they're asking. So it's kind of like, ask me, when you have a question, it's not going to interrupt me anyway. So I'm just not linear thinking and kind of, talking on the fly anyway. So, because the conversation can go a different direction and I'm just ready for that. And I think that's really a form of engagement, is just letting people ask the questions when they have a question and answering it right there, get to the question, answer it succinctly, and then move on, so there you go.
Yeah, I like that. Not Thomas, sorry. Zakia, do you want to get in on this question?
No, I'll just sit back and listen for now.
All right. Well, let's go to the next one. Okay, so follow up. Send a brief recap with one clear micro step to keep people moving forward. So last week, we talked about making a sequence for follow up. And how many of you started doing that?
I'm really not good at following at I really need to loop in do my email follow-up sequence. I'm not very good at that.
Okay. So what I have done is I take the transcripts, I do the whole blog, email, and newsletter and post things. But I think I went back and let's see. Well, on Wednesdays, it's picked up by SendFox RSS feed, and it brings back the Medium post. It's like the same as the LinkedIn newsletter, but that. And I think I haven't. I just thought of it that I could add in like some short post. I don't want to do the clips, but maybe later I could do that. Maybe even hook up an RSS feed for clips if I had a different YouTube channel for the clips, and I do. I just haven't hooked it up yet. Anybody else? What do you do for follow up? Jeff or Harry? Zakia?
I'll let them go first.
My follow up is more personable. I use my phone and I actually call people, and I find that more effective for me because I can gauge, how this event went, how people took it. Was it good? Could it be better? Was it too long? So I like more the phone style. Y'all know I don't have my phone with me, but that is my main source of everything because I'm a talker. I don't like the email stuff too much. Not that I have like Jeff and Thomas, those type of crowds where I'm sourcing people from emails or anything. It's more personable for me.
Well, I'm nosy, Harry. So with the last Veteran Laughs Matter, that was a lot of people. Did you call all those people?
No, not. I don't call everybody.
Okay.
But I do call a good handful because most of the people I already know.
Okay.
So yes, and they in turn may have invited somebody, and then I'll ask, how did they think it was, and blah blah blah. I do take the time. I think it's a slow process, but it's more effective.
Okay. I do like to ask before we leave, how did it go sometimes? Anybody else? Thomas,
I'll ask that question a little differently. Is if you would take, what's your one key takeaway from today's session? That's if I was to ask what you just asked, Erica, I'd ask, what's your one key takeaway that you're leaving from our today's webinar? That's one way of doing that. The other thing is we capture the chat with our program based upon our polls. So then we can input our chat answers into our it's a CSV file. Then we can import that into our CRM. And now you're since hopefully you learned about your audience, now you can customize your takeaway or how they answered the questions as a follow-up to-do item. So that's what we tried to do from after the webinar aspect of things.
Nice. Now you got me thinking. Of course, you guys, I'm going to bring up Notebook LM. If you don't know, Jeff, I love Notebook LM. So you take the chat, you take the transcript or the video, you give it to Notebook LM and just hit enter and see what it gives you. I'm sure that the podcast from it would be great. And it'll give you a bunch of questions that it wants you to ask it, or you can just ask your own questions. But yeah, I'm sure that would be great.
Notebook LM.
I love Notebook LM. Like Zakia told me about it in January of this year, or what was it last year, Zakia? But ever since, I'm pushing it on everybody because that's how much I love it.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing.
I just found out I had it. I got a paid version of Google Gemini, and I just found out I had it this morning. So, Elka, before we go on, Jeff, could you briefly explain what you do?
I'm sorry, who you're asking that to?
Jeff.
You want me to explain my follow-up? Is that what you're asking?
Explain what you do.
Oh, you missed that part.
Yeah.
He popped in a little late.
So we do a couple things. One, we have a webinar platform that honestly you guys could white label, so it's your own platform. But in addition to that, we have an app that really works well in Zoom. It works in Meet and Teams. I never tried it with Meet Hour, to be honest with you. But the app dials into Zoom, and it creates a more engaging visual aspect to your presentation. And then what we use also is we use a product called a Stream Deck, which is what this big box is like. So that as a presenter, when I want to go to my slides, I can simply click a button and my slides show up. You'll never hear me say, I'm going to share my screen when I'm doing a presentation. And I'm on the left, my slides are on my right. So you as a presenter, you're always in front of your audience. If I want to do a poll question, I click a button, and my poll question also appears on the screen. And one of the things most people love is when you see that great question in chat, I can actually bring it right on the screen so everyone can see it on screen. So it becomes more people are visual than they are auditory. But yes, we have podcasts and people listen to them, but when you're on a webinar like here, the more visual you can be, the likelihood they're going to be more engaged. So we bring things more on screen. And that's what we do. We sell our app and we help the presenters elevate their presentations to differentiate yourself versus the competition.
So you have a custom Stream Deck plugin? Is that? I missed that earlier. But
well, we're using OBS for our platform.
Okay, got it.
Yes, with Stream Deck, but we have our own plugin that goes that we use to capture chat within Zoom, so that we can actually, if we ask a question, we can bring the results right up on screen. I can bring that chat question right up on screen. I can bring lots of things on screen, and makes a totally unique experience. So we elevate Zoom at the same time that we're elevating the presenter, and we're engaging the audience.
Yeah, because I use Ecamm, so I'm with a Stream Deck. So
yeah,
so
familiar.
All right.
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay. Back to the slides. So, I think this is the last one. Return to a fresh hook and iterate so attendees come back and stay. So what I've been doing is when I take the transcript and make it an email or a blog post, newsletter, whatever, I will say at the end what's coming up next for let's say the virtual summiteers. Next Friday, this is what's going to be happening. I'll send out invites with basically what it says on the side here in the chat. And again, I'll post it in the chat to reiterate what we're going over. Oh, anybody else?
I'm not quite understanding that. So
Yeah.
getting people to come back.
Yeah. Return
Oh, yeah.
to a fresh hook, and I iterate so attendees come back and stay. So I just tell you what's
Come back and
happening
stay to
next.
what? Right.
Are you,
Like for your live stream on Thursdays.
So come back to the next one?
Yeah.
Is that? Oh, okay. Got it. I was thinking in the same presentation, so I didn't quite understand that.
Mm-hmm. Can you have a presentation every Thursday when you do your live stream? Does
Well,
that
yeah,
count as a presentation?
but yeah, we're talking. So 6 is kind of different here because you're talking about a single presentation, and then 6 is you're going on to. I didn't quite understand what the frame of reference was here. So
I was with you, Thomas.
likewise, yeah. Three's company.
Well,
So
I'm
that was
still
a little
working on my
confusing.
English.
No, it was just kind of a little confusing. So that so I get it now. So you need to have a hook at the end to get them to come to your next presentation. So you have to basically have a presentation. In order to do that, you have to have a presentation and a topic scheduled that they can put on their calendar if you're going to do that. So
Yeah, that's work.
yeah,
Yeah, but
that's planning more than 2 days in advance.
well, I tell you, I've been talking to Chat. Me and Chat are best friends. So what me and Chat have done is that we've made an overarching schedule for each quarter, and each quarter has a theme. Each month will have an overarching theme, and it all should work together for the whole year. So if you've seen in Hey Summit, the stage, which I refer to as a YouTube playlist, you can schedule what you want to see, and hopefully they all work together. So last month we talked about, man, I can't remember last month.
But
I want to say hook story offers. I think.
But in Hey Summit, you have all your upcoming stuff listed there, and people can sign up for that to be notified. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that assumes a level of organization that I probably don't have right now.
Thomas, it's because I'm so lazy. I've been doing things very last minute. I've been
Okay.
sending you guys the notifications like maybe an hour before or the night before, something like that. But it's so much easier when it's already done and the automation takes care of it for me.
Well, by scheduling it out in advance, that's good from the standpoint that it kind of forces you to do it and stay on that schedule because you said you were going to. So I totally get that. I just, right now, I've been so darn busy with my consulting work that it's kind of hard to do the regular, so. But that makes sense because you're going to, if people like your stuff, then they're going to look for more and then you're going to have a schedule. So I totally agree with that. I'm just, right now not doing that. So it's probably something I should do, and it's a good technique. So, but right now I'm not doing it.
It's like, let's say you want to do this and keep your consulting going. If this was out of the way, you didn't have to worry about it. All you have to do is focus on your consulting. I mean, some days I want to clean my bathtub. I want to wash all the covers in my house. And I don't want to put out or think of content to have every Friday. And since it's already done for me, it's like, whew, I ain't got to worry about it.
I have a hard stop coming up in a couple of minutes. I don't know how long this call goes, but
Yep. It was good
I got
meeting
mixed
you.
feelings on that. To be honest with you, yeah, I love the idea of knowing what you're going to talk about, planning out, and it's on your calendar. I got mixed feelings about sharing it with the group, as opposed to saying, "Hey, here's a calendar. You want to look to see where my next one is, or let me know you want to keep in touch. I'll keep you informed of my next webinar." And the reason why I say that is being on my call to action really at the end. If I want them to book a call, I want them to book a call sooner than having them to wait for my next webinar, because that might be of interest to them too. And then, hey, I'll wait until I see that one, and then they may not show up.
Good
Or if
point.
I want them to buy something today, and then I'm talking about a next webinar, to me, it adds a little more confusion. It's a mixed message. Do I want them to buy today? Do I want them to book today? Or do I want them to come to my next webinar in a week or two? So that's my initial thought process on that.
Very good points. Yeah.
Yeah, understood. Well, I do this for the Virtual Summiteers, and it's a membership.
Yeah.
So that's
Every
why
webinar is different. Don't think, it's all depending on what the topic is and stuff.
Hey, Jeff, before you leave, can you put where your product is in the chat? I'd like to check it out if
Sure.
it's
he gave us
available.
access to his lead magnet, and it's a pretty spiffy lead magnet.
Where's that at?
He came in a little late, so I don't know
Yeah,
how
I got here a little late.
Yeah, it was in the chat, but you probably didn't pick up the chat. So
Yeah, I only have Erica's initial chat. Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Engaging webinar.
And there, if you want, there's the site, there's my email, and want to set up an appointment, we can have a chat. Love
Roger
to
that.
have a chat. Speakwithjeff.com. All complimentary. See where we go.
Jeff, we meet
thanks so
every
much
Friday at
sorry.
10 a.m. and we hang out for 90 minutes
Okay,
or an hour and 30 minutes.
gotcha. I don't have you in here for an hour. I got 11 o'clock I need to run.
No
Thanks.
worries.
Thanks, Jeff, for all your contribution. You made some really good points.
Yeah, definitely.
Different perspective.
Is this a weekly or every other or once a month? So just so I know.
We do weekly.
Weekly. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Pleasure. I'll put on my calendar better for next week. Have a great one, guys.
I'll
Roger.
check out your website in more detail. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, sir.
See you later.
Nice meeting you.
Bye.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, how you doing?
Well, we are talking about engagement loops. And
Hey, bro,
I
how you
haven't talked to
doing?
him in years.
I know, right? Seems like, I don't know, hours.
Yeah, yesterday.
you guys are funny. Well, let's see. Our next slide. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay, practical engagement tactics. Use quick, repeatable tactics to keep attendees active and returning. Polls Q&A, live prompts that invite immediate input. Challenges, short 24-hour to 48-hour tasks tied to your event theme. Gamification, simple leaderboards, points or badges, rewards. Follow-ups, personalized recaps, community prompts, VIP shout-outs. And our question is, which of these do you already use and which would you like to try next? Ooh, anybody?
I think I already use the follow-ups. I'm a good follow-upper. The polls thing is interesting when you made that comment about the comedians, to the audience, who's your best comedian? If they ain't funny, it's gonna hurt people's feelings, but
Yeah. People Choice Awards.
yeah.
Is this a
But I
dog eat
think-
dog world, though?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna test out them polls things. I have this meet hour and I haven't even played with it yet.
I'm still getting used to it. You see me fumbling around at the beginning.
Yeah, I've got it too, so I'm not a master of it yet either.
So, anybody else? Do you want me to pull it up again?
I do some follow-ups, and the Q&A during the talks, I think, are my main engagement techniques. So challenges is an interesting thing. If you have an ongoing, thing, like we do have here. So, this would be the form, a one-off webinar that really doesn't work so much. I don't think unless you got some means to get back in connection, and that might be, a way to keep people engaged. But Jeff made a really good point is that, and I thought this was highly relevant, was if you got a series you're putting out there, people may never buy because they're always waiting for the next thing and what information they can get there. And people are procrastinators by nature, so they're going to put things off if they know that they're going to get more information, more free information from you next week, and so if you got a whole series, so I get from Jeff's comment, it might be better if you're trying to sell, a product immediately, is have a one-off webinar and then follow up from there, and then the pressure's on people then to is to engage and sign up or not, but you're not giving them a way to get off the hook and kick the can down the road. It's a buy now type of thing. So I thought that was a very good point. That's why a lot of people do these limited time, they got the same program. They open it up for like 20 days each year. And the whole thing is to create scarcity and get people to, buy now rather than, putting it off. And that's, like I said, that's human nature, is to procrastinate. We tend to procrastinate. That's
Thomas,
just a reality.
I never do that.
Let me get back to you on that one.
Yeah, I never do that.
Yeah, that's right. Let me think about it. Exactly. So, that's so our job if we're selling something is to how do you get people to move from, prospect to actual purchaser, and one of those is creating scarcity, and you got to do it now. The price is going up at a certain date, blah blah blah. There's a lot of tried and true methodologies to do that, but that was an interesting point that Jeff made, is where you got a whole series coming up. That's and you're trying to get people to buy a specific product, then that's really something to think about. So,
yeah. I've been thinking about that 24-hour, 48-hour challenge. I've been trying to use what I have, and I want to tell other people to do the same. And I was on a tech forum with James Hicks. He was talking about, since the pandemic, we've probably all been sitting on 5 years of content. And we need to do something with that instead of continuously making new content. And I'm like, yeah, I got plenty of playlists that could be something else.
sure.
What's your 24, 48-hour challenge?
Like, let's say I dare you to take your top 5 interviews with DJs and make something out of it. Make a lead magnet out of it.
But how does
Something
that,
like that.
how does that get them to buy your product? So, doing a 24 to 48 hour challenge would say, if you complete these steps, you're going to learn something. But if you come back to me after you've completed these steps with proof you completed it, now I'm going to give you some kind of discount, into my paid program, because you're showing you're engaged and you're committed. So I'm going to reward you with a discount into your pro. So that way you're tying your challenge into making them a purchaser. So that's, so there's that tie-in to get them to buy. So,
Yeah.
Your
I ain't got that
automation
for you.
engagement product.
yeah, well, because they're showing they're engaged by completing the challenge. So, That's,
Mhm.
so that is a hot prospect in sales and marketing terms.
Yeah, I like
Erica,
that.
I do have an example of this because I'm not able to be on camera and making stuff, which forced me to go into my archive. And so I
I
have,
seen you this morning.
yeah, I was working out. You saw me, right? um, and so we have now cut at least 7 videos and created shorts from them, kind of demonstrating the how to soap making as well as the products. And people are making orders on the website.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
and it's no new production for me whatsoever.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny about that? Last week you said nobody's ordering soap, and now you got people ordering soap.
Well, I wasn't doing anything. So that there you have it.
Requires that constant
Yeah.
touch, right? You always got to be putting stuff out there or you get lost in the shuffle. A lot of noise out there on the internet you got to break
Yeah.
through.
You will be forgotten in a hot second.
Exactly.
You know
I
what I'm
like that.
finding is that as we are, because we've got maybe about maybe about 12,000. I thought it was 10,000 until I looked at the album that I've got now for just June bugs right now, right? And just repurposing those videos every time that we're at a different event or they've got something going on, whether it's a farmer's market, traveling to the manufacturers, any of those things, those are all content opportunities. So we just take those now, chop them up, remix them, throw some music with it. And I think what we're finding is that people love the excitement of seeing that behind the scenes and that ramp up. So that's a real good way of taking just something that's anywhere from 7 to 30 seconds. 30 seconds is a long one, but a snippet of that, and then they're like, "Wow, that's really cool." And we're seeing that that is getting more engagement, more people buying stuff, more people wanting to know what else can you do with the sauce. So, yeah, I think piquing that curiosity.
Nice.
Great news coverage with June bugs too, Jason.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you.
Jason had what was it? Not LinkedIn. It was Instagram, and it was like a bunch of clips with fast music, and the clips was moving along with the music. I'm like, this is so cool. Yeah, very nice.
And you know what? And we took stuff from. I had her send me all of the stuff that even uh, customers from in the past sent. So we've got stuff that is a few years old that I didn't even shoot. A lot of stuff I did, but a lot of stuff that I didn't that we're able to just integrate into the videos that I'm making right now.
Nice.
Mhm.
I love that we can all reuse the stuff that we have, or that we've built up so much content that
Yeah.
we're not going to run out.
We can
Mhm.
use it when we don't what, Thomas? Procrastinate?
Let me get back to you on that one.
Yeah. You on the road, Jason?
No, no, no. I'm sitting here semi-horizontal.
Oh, okay.
So, again, with the question, which one of these do you already use, and which one would you like to try next? Polls, Q&A, challenges, gamification, and follow-ups. I think me and Harry answered. What about Jason? Did you answer when you said June bugs?
Mm, no, I did put a poll out, but you know what? I think polls work when you have created that engagement with your audience in that way. It's like to do a poll in here would work because I know all of you. So if y'all don't answer the question, I'm like, hey, why don't you answer the question? But when you have just strangers, you have to
Mhm.
build up a different kind of rapport with your audience. And so we're building that. We don't have that yet. I put a few polls out, haven't gotten the feedback yet. So mhm.
When I do put polls out, I message people and I'm like, hey, I just finished talking to chat. I got these few questions. I want to know if it's true. Help me by answering this poll. So I send it to people.
Mhm,
Like, LinkedIn will let you put out polls.
mhm.
So that's what I do for polls. but I've never used it during an event of my own before.
I've seen my friend Ron. He does really good polls, in the midst of, again, but it's in more of a gathering like this. So he knows when people do or don't answer the questions. And people want to participate in that intimate level like that.
Okay. Has everybody answered that question?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So let's move on to the next one. Let me share my screen again. Okay. One up is thinking about it. Group brainstorm. Share one engagement tactic that delivers results for your event. Name one experiment you'd like to try at your next session. Who wants to go first?
I'm going to take that because I'm working with one of my friends and she has a trucking company and she's attempting to put a product out and I'm helping her. But being that I'm not familiar with, with trucking, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with it, whether it's, putting out content like Jason is doing webinars like Thomas and the other guy. I don't forgot his name already.
Yeah.
Jeff.
Jeff. I'm not sure what to do, but that is coming up, and I'm probably gonna reach out to you guys and pick your brains on a couple of things pertaining to the trucking business and getting a product out.
I had spoke with you in an interview, and it was about you were telling me your time in the Army and how you used to check the cars before they would go out, and then you'd say you would check your car before you go off on vacation. Maybe you could do that with the checks you do before you go out on the road for trucking.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm just throwing out stuff.
That's a good one. I'm assuming they do that already, but there's a lot of new truckers that get their authority. Every day there's hundreds and probably thousands that get their authority to drive, and they may not know about that stuff.
Yeah.
Ah,
Remember that beer company that
all of them.
yeah, that one.
Bud
But
Light.
it was the first one. It was the first one that made a commercial. I missed that one.
Everybody remembers Bud Light for the wrong reason.
But like, what's that?
But it was the first company to not to do the regular protocol because all the other beer companies, when they saw the commercial, they're like, "Yeah, we all do that." And you're like, we clean the vats and this thing, and so they go through each one of the things behind the scenes, and the other beer companies like, "Yeah, what's the big deal?" But what it did was it gave the perception that they were the ones that went above and beyond all the others, that they made sure that things were clean, that they were up to code, they were in. And so what it did was it established them as the company. Like if you want good quality beer that does not cut corners and all of that. And they're like, we all have to do that. It's stipulated. And if we don't, we're getting shut down. But the public didn't know that. So here it is with the trucking. If you're going through like, yeah, we have 100-point system that we make sure that every truck has this, and they're all saying, yeah, we all do that, but nobody else is telling the story though. So that may be a great angle.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they shot ahead when they did that campaign.
Yeah, and don't assume that people have a certain basic level of knowledge either. It's like you say, you have people coming in and, even experienced people may like a refresher on the basics,
Mhm.
and so it's, yeah.
Yeah, that'll get them a hook to come in and get into the community and oh, okay. I'm gonna still reach out to y'all because I'll probably forget everything you said when we close this this meeting out.
You can watch the replay.
Watch the replay.
Yeah, we got AI recaps now. We got AI slideshows with voiceovers now.
Oh, if only I could read.
And not in Braille, you know?
Yeah.
I love that notebook LM.
Not sign language.
Okay, anybody else wants to answer this? Let's see one more time. Share one engagement tactic that delivers results for your events. Name one experiment that you'd like to try at your next session.
Ours has been taking those pictures. We created like a photo booth,
Ooh.
and then we'd have folks come and take a picture, and they'd hold up the cutouts of the Junebug sauce, which with their favorites, like which one did you buy, which one would you buy. And so they had the single ones, they had the twins, we call them, which is one of the fire and the signature sauce, or the individual ones. And so they get behind the frame, take their picture, and then we add that to the social media. And so if they took the picture, then they would tag us in it. If we took the picture, then we would tag them in it, or we'd put it up there for them to see. So it created a reason for folks to come to see, hey, did I make it in the picture lineup? And then so, I did a compilation of a lot of them in, that series of snapshots in the videos. So they're like, hey, that's me. So that works.
Nice. So,
Okay.
Zakia or Thomas?
I know. Hold on. Let me. Somehow, I don't see the slide, so I don't know what the question was.
No worries. Let me read it to you. Share one engagement tactic that delivers results for your events. Name one experiment you'd like to try at your next session.
Well, I think the Q&A and then modifying your presentation, specific to the people. People really appreciate that because you are engaging them with their specific, problem, and you're addressing it right there. So it's, what else you got? Your demo. To me, it's all about demonstrating my expertise without beating them over the head with my impressive bio and all that boring crap that people throw out there, going on and on about how great they are. You can demonstrate your expertise by engaging with people, answering their questions without ever, doing the brag list and your whole bio thing. I do a 2-line bio, at best, and that's, and then, but engaging with people, that seems to work for me, and people appreciate that, so one thing I got to do is get better about, follow-up emails and having an email sequence to follow up and, from engagement. So that's one thing I got to experiment with and get that process down. Get people in my pipeline.
I don't think you brag enough, Thomas. I mean, everybody here probably don't know that you're a water sommelier or you have access to lime caves. You said that stuff is cool.
Well, I guess, but I find it boring when people do these webinars in the first 15 minutes of the webinars, them telling their
15,
story.
You talk about 45 minutes of telling how poor they was.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
where I am now.
Most people,
my friends was poor too.
Yeah. Most people are just not interested in that, and it drives me crazy. But so, most people want to get into it, and you make a connection and then you get into it. And that's that 7 minutes that Jeff was talking about. Is you got that amount of time, and I'm not even sure it's 7 minutes personally, but say it's 7 minutes, you got that amount of time to, get through some preliminaries and grab their attention, or they're gone, so, and you can see it in YouTube videos. Well, even then,
Even then, I know I wasted a lot of money.
yeah, people say I paid for it. I'll just review the recording, and then never do.
And never do.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, how many recordings have I paid for that are stacked up in my my links list that I've never gone back to? And there may be some great stuff in there, and I've just haven't had the time or whatever excuse I have. So
quit picking on me, Tom.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I hate when people tell their long stories. I'm just saying that everybody doesn't know everything about you, and those things I think are really cool. There was Zakia was doing an interview with this guy, and he had asked her a question about AI, and right when she was about to answer it, he said, "Wait a minute, this would be a good time for me to tell a story about me." And I'm like, "No, it's not. Don't nobody want to hear about you. I came here for Zakia."
And let me show you a picture of my Ferrari that I got.
That I got after I was broke.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like, oh man,
That's what it felt like. Okay, let me pull up the next one. Oh, Zakia, did you want to answer that question?
I think one of the most engaging things we did with Handcrafted Live was using that leaderboard within AirMeet, because people adults are very competitive, and we had prizes tied to it. But I'm not using AirMeet anymore, so I don't know how I'm going to recreate that experience. But that really kept them coming back. It gave them things to do, or it piqued their interest in visiting other sessions. But yeah, that was impactful.
Hey, Summit has a leaderboard, but I don't know how to use it. I've never used it before. I just know it's there.
Might be worth looking at.
Yeah, for sure.
I think some people really like those things. I'm not, I personally am not, too engaged with leaderboard things, but some people really like that.
For hours, a lot of the suppliers had given away freebies like soap starter kits. Treble had given away a license, so they wanted what they could win for being in first, second, or third place.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was fun too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, and every now and then Zakia would do a little announcement about who was in first place. It was really fun.
Who's on first? Okay.
I seen that the other day.
It never loses its appeal, does it?
Okay. Choose one engagement loop that adds to your next event. I'm not sure if I answered the last question, but I see Zakia doing a lot of games. I see Jason having fun with his promotions. I want to do games and have fun. Haven't really done that yet because I'm not sure if I can have that same momentum as they do. I see Jason is doing it like with pre-recorded stuff, and I see Zakia do it live, and I'm like, I have no idea how they're doing this, but it's fun just to see it. So that's something I want to do. And for my choose my engagement loop to add to the next event, I want to do it. Don't really know how. Next one, and you guys just jump in and answer these if you want. Define one small action to test within your next 2 weeks of what you can do. Set a simple success metric. Replies, clicks, show ups, like how many people do you want to show up at your next event or live stream? How many people you want to reply to a post? How many people you want to click on your next email or something like that? Schedule follow-ups, messages, and send after each event. I think last month we talked about event follow-ups sequences. I got up to 2. So, you guys can, let me know if you've done a whole week of follow-up from an event or live stream. Assign an accountability buddy to check progress and provide feedback. Working with Elle likes things done that day or the very next day, so that helps with that. Share back your results in the what is it? I got this giant circle here.
Yeah, what is that circle?
That's like a face or something you can put there, I guess. Share back your results in the community and note the insights you've learned. So anybody want to jump in on this one?
It's hard for me to do follow-ups necessarily because I'm doing YouTube videos mainly, and there just isn't, unless somebody comments, you're not really recording the people that came to the event. So I got to look at views and how long people are on and number of subscribers and that type of thing. So that's kind of my goal there. If I do a live event, like a live webinar and stuff, then you can follow up. So, and I haven't done one of those in a while. I may need to get back to doing that. So,
Okay. Somebody had said something about frequently asked questions. So if you take your transcript and give it to chat and like what kind of frequently asked questions could I get out of this, or what kind of questions could I get out of this, you could probably answer those in a post, maybe, if you wanted to add more content to your plate.
Not a bad idea. I do a blog post from all my YouTube videos that I post up.
Nice.
So you're kind of getting, and then I embed the video in the blog post so that you're kind of getting some two-way traffic. So
Jimmy says to add your frequently asked questions to your blog post so it'll be picked up by Google.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. So I like that.
I've heard of it. I hadn't tried it yet, so I can't tell you if it works or not. Anybody else?
The number two.
I think that.
Good. Me and Jason talked about number 2 yesterday.
Define one small action to test within the next 2 weeks. What's your actions?
Well, we're gonna get back. Oh man, I done forgot already. I'm getting old, y'all. I need number 5. I need accountability. I need 2 of them. I need somebody to remind the person that's going to remind me.
You guys are funny. It is after 11:30. I do have to go, but if you guys want to stay on, that's cool. But if you got to go, that is also fine. Let's see.
I probably need to go. So.
Yeah.
That was the really the last slides to wrap up the next steps. So I would just say next Friday we're going to be talking about collaboration and partnerships for event growth. And I guess I can leave you with this question to ponder. What's your biggest aha from today, and how will you apply it? So that's it for that.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I'm
thank you guys. Nice pondering position. Pose.
I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah. don't procrastinate too long.
All right.
Well, good to see everybody. I haven't been here for a few weeks, but so
I haven't been here for a few months.
Okay.
All right, great seeing everybody.
Hope to see y'all next
Have a great
Friday.
weekend, everybody. Bye now.
All right.
Bye, y'all.
Have a good one.